Good morning and welcome to Onsen Budgie Smugglers podcast. It's humid and quite warm, like 25 degrees, and it's cloudy at the moment in Kyoto. And I'm Yoshi, and my co-host, Troy Thompson, is from North Coast in Victoria. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning, Yoshi. And it is overcast and cool here in Melbourne.
What is the temperature like?
I think it's about 11 degrees out there at the moment.
All right, quite cold.
Yes, but no wind this morning, so it's okay.
All right. What is the temperature like, in the afternoon today?
Look, we might get up to 15 or 16, hopefully.
Like a normal Melbourne winter?
Yeah, pretty typical.
All right. All right. Let's get started. Then, how's your week this, Troy?
Yeah, not a bad week. Probably the only thing of note outside of work I did this week, we had a futsal grand final on
Yeah.
Thursday night, which I played in, and I think we lost 5-3. So a bit disappointing, but it's good fun.
That's bad. Then, but having fun is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, where's the position in the futsal?
I play keeper, goalkeeper.
All right, defense. All
I'm a big guy, so it takes a bit of getting around me.
right. That's good. Like, did the opponent tackle you?
No, no tackle.
That's good.
My knee is going well.
That's good. Then, what are highs and lows?
Yeah, so I guess my high has been more cricket. So um, Australia lost the third test to England, but it was a great game and really entertaining over a lot of evenings. Sort of last weekend, they're
Yeah.
having a week off this week, so no more men's test cricket until next week. The Australian women are playing their own Ashes series against England, but they're playing T20 games at the moment. So there's a little bit of entertainment there.
No.
My low for the week was seeing Stewie Dew sacked at the Gold Coast as the Gold Coast Suns coach.
Yeah.
Really like Stewie Dew and obviously have a soft place in my heart for him after he was the hero of the 2008 Hawthorn Premiership.
Yeah.
And gone up there to the Gold Coast and seemed to be widely loved by the players up there. And
Yeah.
by
I'm
most
sure.
people, to be honest, he's a really nice guy, obviously. And just unfortunate that the club had decided that after his time there, they hadn't seen enough success and decided to basically sack him immediately. So that's a bit sad.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, Gold Coast, won, you know, well in the Northern Territory, like 2 weeks in a row, like against the Dogs, against the Crows, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that he was doing well. Then how come Gold Coast Suns sacked him? I can't believe that.
Yeah, I guess they probably, set out an amount of wins that they wanted to have when, at the start of the year, maybe, or sort of over a number of years, and they hadn't reached those targets. And they decided that he wasn't the man to take them forward, I guess. So I guess also the availability of Damien Hardwick at the moment means that if they
Yeah,
waited until the end of the year, that he might no longer be available. So
yeah.
maybe that's a reason why they've decided to make that decision now. Whereas I'm sure most people would have liked to see Stewie finish out the year.
Okay, makes sense. Like, fortunately, like, they are searching for Damien Hardwick, obviously.
Yeah, so either Damien Hardwick or any other available coach, but I guess, want to be first in line to try and get the coach that they want.
Okay, understand.
How about you, Yosh? How's your week been?
My week was all right. And we were the Osaka Dingoji owner the live membership to Matt Gale on Thursday. And I went to the pub to celebrate the milestone for him, which is good.
I saw that, and congratulations to Matt. It's a huge achievement, and I know it's a huge personal honour to be made a life member of a footy club.
Yeah,
So well done to Matt, and I saw the nice words you wrote about Matt online, and
it's
fantastic.
my,
So yeah, no, fantastic.
it's a good milestone for him. And really, really good night to catch up with him. You know, that's a big news for the week.
Yeah, definitely, and um, obviously you two have a very special bond after some years together at the footy club.
Maybe like I was told that I have to train for another 10 years. I think.
Fair enough. I think you'll probably do that, Yosh.
Well,
And your lows this week, mate?
highs and lows. My highs is my highs starting at tour guide training on July 26th. Still about 2 weeks, but I should be all right.
It's fantastic, mate. Very exciting that you're taking on this new endeavour, and really looking forward to seeing how you go with that, and hopefully thrive and be a great tour leader. I'm sure you will be.
That's my I try to do the best. Actually, I had the training for the another tour guide back in 2020. Then, as we all know, COVID hits. Then the job has been gone. Then
Yes. So it's a
I
bit of
do
a
the
reset.
reset years, and I have to do the next one.
Yeah.
I try to do the best anyway. Then, unfortunately, on the other hand, I have to look for another job, like a second job. I mean, because tour guide job doesn't bring me like a full time. So, and I was advised to seek another job. And other tour guides are having two jobs. That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's not ideal for sure, but maybe you can make the most of that by having some variety in your life on what you're working. So you can turn it into a positive, I'm sure.
Just my try to do the best for to get a second job as well.
Yeah.
Then let's move on to the today's topic. And what have you got for us, Crash?
I have Fiordland penguins found in Victoria, South Australia, and Western Australia in tough feeding season.
Uh, I go with the Fiordland penguin, and it's actually from New Zealand.
Correct.
Then they swam, so far away on the Tasman Sea. Then reached Victoria, South Australia, and Western Australia, and ended up like couldn't find out any like the feeds.
That's pretty much it, mate. I think because they can't find the food and they're so tired,
Yeah,
they get washed further and further away from New Zealand, where they would normally come onto the land and live.
yeah,
Um, so they've basically been getting tired without food and then washed up on the shores here in Australia, which is, I mean, when they're turning up in Western Australia and places like Esperance, it's a very long way from home for
yeah,
them. So people are then, basically taking them in and rescuing them to feed them up and get their strength back. before they return them to the sea, and then hopefully they can swim back to New Zealand.
All right. So they are rescued and got some feed, some food.
Yeah, fish, I believe.
Nice. Good to hear that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can go back home safely.
And so you're familiar with what they look like, the Fjordland penguins?
I didn't check the picture. Like I just only found out some information to answer your
They kind of
question.
have cool, like slicked back sort of hair that looks a bit like horns going back like that on their head.
Wow.
They're cool little critters. You should have a look.
I will have a look at later. Anyway. That's a good stuff.
How about you, Josh? What's your story of the week?
Right. 北海道、大阪 and 福岡 testing McNuggets oddly named adult regional teriyaki burgers.
Adult regional teriyaki burgers. Wow.
It's odd. Extraordinary.
Now, tell me, Josh, have you taste tested one of these burgers?
I tried to, but I couldn't afford to financially to have
And
that.
and I guess in the case of the Osaka McDonald's, what
Yeah,
is it? Regional teriyaki burger.
yeah.
What makes it territorial to Osaka? What have they done?
お好み焼き。
Does that sound good to you on a
Yeah,
burger?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they created like okonomiyaki sauce for the teriyaki burger.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're best to just stick with the original food, mate. McDonald's is no good.
Oh, really? Oh, they don't like they are not good at the creating like some sort of regional or sort of season limited stuff.
Oh, look, they might be, but I think you're better to make your own version of that at home, probably. I'm sure it'll be much
Uh,
tastier.
then I'll have to pick up Hokkaido like, because I come from Hokkaido anyway.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but okonomiyaki is not like only Osaka food, but it's a nation's popular food, so it should be alright for everybody, I'm sure.
Do you think it's a good marketing ploy for McDonald's? Do you think they will sell lots of burgers?
Probably to attract more people, like to more makes people interested in the burgers, I'm sure.
I know here in Australia in the past they've had the McOz burger.
Yeah,
That's like the Australian version. I think they put beetroot on it, which is what it's kind of traditional in Australia
yeah.
to have beetroot on a hamburger if you buy it, just in a regular sort of hamburger shop or takeaway fish and chip shop. You have beetroot. So the McDonald's version was like a Big Mac with beetroot on it, I guess.
Yeah.
It didn't last very long.
Why didn't?
Mostly because the one that you get, the traditional one here, is much better than what McDonald's can make.
Okay, so the same burger at the other burger joints are better than McNuggets.
Yeah,
All right, makes sense. Just don't copy from other joints. Stick their originality like authentic.
exactly.
Makes sense. By the way, like, I heard the news today. Beer
Yeah.
shortage happened in Australia, like a beer shortage happening in the pubs.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that.
Carton draft. They had
Oh,
a
yeah.
forklift issues, like in the last few days, then they can't deliver cages to the pub. That's what I heard in the news today.
Well, there could be riots in the street if that's the case.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I guess they've got to empty the kegs that are already at the pub, so it might take a little while to kick in, maybe a few days. So maybe next week could be very
Maybe.
dangerous times in Melbourne.
Yeah. Then even like free audience might not be able to get their favorite beer.
This could be a problem. Now, I think I told you recently, Yoshi, that I have seen Asahi beer served in many pubs around Melbourne. So, and
Yeah.
I believe that they may own Carlton Draft these days. So maybe it's a ploy to have Australians drink more Asahi.
Maybe that's a good point, like a good marketing, like to trying to sell Asahi more than a carton draft.
Who knows? It might work. It's a pretty good drop, I must say.
All right. Hopefully, free patrons, like Asahi more than carton draft a little bit.
Could happen. Could happen. Don't rule it out. How about the footy, Yosh?
Free, yeah. Right. Last, you know, Saints free are not good, despite last week Saint Kilda fought very hard. Like, I watched the West Coast versus St. Kilda. Then the first half was horrible. Like youngsters stood up. Then after the huge loss to Sydney Swans, we couldn't stop West Coast youngsters. Even like I was about to give up the win. However, St. Kilda played hard back, like restructured and went to like uh, what can I say? Like change the structures anyway. Then now St. Kilda won by 8 points. Then last week we lost three players, like four players actually. Max King, Sebros, Zane Cody. Now Jack Billings is out as well from the injury. Then active in fit player on the bench were two at the end. Then unfortunately we lost by 22 points against the Demons.
So, Yosh, that's leaving the Saints sitting in sixth spot on the ladder.
Six on the ladder, yeah. St. Kilda missed the opportunity to climb up to the top four.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to get there now. So, still looking like playing finals though, Yosh. So, you got to take that as a positive.
Yeah,
My Hawks, on the other hand, still pretty much down the bottom of the ladder in 16th. 2 weeks ago, I went and watched Hawthorn at the MCG versus Carlton. It was
yeah.
a terrible watch as a Hawthorn supporter because we did not kick a goal in the first half. And I guess we played a bit better in the second half, but it was still a substantial loss in the end. 50 points or something like that.
Yeah.
Last week, we played GWS up in Sydney.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a slow start, but did work our way back into the game. Lost by only a couple of goals in the end. So it was a better performance, but yeah, not the best. But I have a little bit of hope this week. We're playing against North Melbourne, who are one of the only two teams below us on the ladder. And we'll hopefully get to see us have a win, although it's probably a bit disappointing that Alistair Clarkson's not coaching at North Melbourne at the moment to continue that rivalry between himself and Sam Mitchell.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game last night, Yoshi?
Yeah, only like a third quarter. Did you?
The last quarter was probably the one you should have watched because Melbourne were, I don't know, about 4 goals down early in
Yeah,
that last quarter and
yeah,
just worked their way back. And I think with 4 minutes to go, they were 11 points down. And
yeah,
Jake Melksham marked the ball with about a minute to play. It was a very good
yeah,
mark out deep in the pocket and kicked the goal to put the D's in front for the win. So it was a very exciting finish over Brisbane.
yeah. I had a mark, make shame, took a mark, in the news today. I wish I could watch last night until the end, but I was tired, so I have to go to bed and
That's
get
all right.
up early to do
Have
a
a look at that
podcast.
replay. Have a look at that replay of the last few minutes this morning if you can.
Just my, I will.
All right, let's have a look at the tips.
Chips, yeah. Right. This afternoon, Collingwood versus Fremantle.
Collingwood will continue on their winning ways.
I'm with you, Collingwood to win. Then Gold Coast versus St Kilda on the
Mate,
Gold Coast.
this is a very dangerous game for the Saints because, as you probably know, every time there's a change of coach, if there's a sacking or something like
Yeah,
that, it can bring a very different performance from the team. So I'd
yeah,
be a bit worried that Gold Coast play their best footy today,
yeah,
which is always sad when they actually do that when the coach is gone. Perhaps they did that when the coach was there, then the coach
yeah,
wouldn't get sacked. But I'm going to pick the Gold Coast in an upset today. And those injuries that you told me, I think that only just reinforces the case.
yeah. It's hard to see St Kilda to win, but I still hope for St Kilda, and my heart goes to St Kilda, so I'm tipping St Kilda.
Absolutely.
Then Carlton Port Adelaide.
I think I'm going to have to go with Port Adelaide. Carlton have been so hot and cold this season. It's hard to know really how they're going to play on any given week, but Port Adelaide have been pretty consistent. I think they'll win.
Yeah, right. Makes understand like Port Adelaide is doing very, very well this year, but I feel like Carlton to upset today. The next game, Geelong versus Essendon.
Cats for me, only because it's being played at Cardinia Park.
Yeah, so you go for Geelong,
Yep.
and I I agree with you. Like it's a Geelong's home game, so Geelong to win. Adelaide versus GWS tonight.
Adelaide for me.
Yeah, it's a played in Adelaide over, so I think Adelaide to win. Tomorrow, North Melbourne versus Hawthorn.
I've got to choose the Hawks this time around.
Time to get up for Hawthorn, I'm sure.
Yeah.
West Coast versus Richmond.
Richmond for me, even though West Coast have been showing a little bit better the last few weeks, I still think the Tigers can beat them over there.
Yeah, I'm tipping at Richmond as well. Then next round, round 19. Friday night, Essendon versus Western Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, right? Um, it's a really, really hard game to tip, but I'll go for Essendon. Saturday, Richmond versus Hawthorn.
Richmond for me there.
Yeah, sorry, my Richmond for me too. Carlton versus West Coast.
The Blues to win that one.
Easily for Blues. Then Brisbane versus Geelong.
the Lions to bounce back and win up there in Queensland.
Yeah, Brisbane will be good in Gabba. So I'm tipping Brisbane. Fremantle versus Sydney.
I'm going to take Fremantle at home there.
Yeah, me too. I'm tipping Fremantle as well. Port Adelaide versus Collingwood.
This is going to be a great Saturday night game, this one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call Port Adelaide to pull the upset at home there and knock off the Pies.
Obviously, it's a Port Adelaide's home game, so it's a good game. Port Adelaide to win. Sunday, GWS versus Gold Coast.
GWS for me.
Me too, GWS. Melbourne versus Adelaide.
Going to go with the Demons, but it'll be a very good game, I would have thought.
It's a Melbourne's home game. I'm tipping the D's. The last one, St Kilda versus North Melbourne.
I'll give you the 4 points there, Yoshi. The Saints to win that one.
Just might go for the Saints.
What else has been
Isn't
going
it
on, Yoshi? What's happening at the Dingoes?
like we just train. We are supposed to play a game on July 1st, but unfortunately we couldn't make it. It's hard. We got a lot of sweat on the field, but we train hard. Hopefully, that's the team was free these days.
Oh, well, it's good for you, mate. But hopefully you have another game coming up soon.
Just I want to play a game and I want to kick goals. But actually, I have a problem, for the trainings, I can't read the ball movements, then I can't get into the large spot to take a mark and, any, gain of positions, how can I read the ball movement? Do you have any tips?
Yeah, look, I think you've got to basically make a prediction, right? So reading a ball movement is predicting where the ball's going to go. So, it's about being where the ball is going to land. So, you need to set yourself back with enough run up to get to there. So in your mind, you've got to say, okay, this is where I think the ball's going to go to. Obviously, your body can turn, so you're not committed to one spot. And
Yeah,
you basically can tread water until that moment you can see the player's eyes look up. The player
yeah.
in front, their eyes will look up to where they're going to kick it to, and then make the effort to time yourself to get to that spot. It's definitely just something that comes with practice. But if you consciously think about it and look at that player who's got the ball, as long as they look up, they'll give you a good indication of where the ball's going to go to.
No, actually, what happens is one player, kicks a ball to us, then we do contested mark drills, but I can't get into the right spot. I try to see the ball, eyes on the sky, but we lost, where's the ball?
Yeah, so maybe you're just committing a little bit early to your positioning. So maybe just start a little bit further back, and then your final movements have to be very quick coming forward to the ball. It's much easier to come forward to the ball than to go back, obviously.
So I have to move back a little bit and then run into the ball half
Yeah,
hard.
that's what I'd suggest.
Just
Yep, no worries.
mm.
What's on for today?
Going to the footy training soon,
Yep.
but it's actually start at 2 o'clock.
No worries.
How about you, Crash?
Yeah, I'll probably watch a bit of footy today, a bit of local footy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which team?
West Brunswick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like going to the ground or
Yeah,
what
yeah.
team are you? Nice. How long does it take to the ground?
About 15 minutes, not very far.
Nice. To walk or
No, I'll probably drive.
all right. Takes 15 minutes on the drive.
Maybe 10.
All right.
Yeah.
No. そうで、いや、ビッグイシューね。
Depends on
Ah,
traffic on a Saturday. Lots of people just wandering around.
wandering around to watch footy, you mean?
Yeah, doing all sorts of things on Saturdays, shopping. Yeah.
Okay. なんか、is there like a car park available? Big car park around the footy field?
Actually, the car park is not so big. I mean, it's reasonable, but because there's a lot of games go on there, car parking can fill up.
Yeah, sure. And which league is that in West Brunswick?
Yes. Yeah.
Which which league?
The VAFA.
Buffer.
Yeah.
BFA. Nice. Like, does Buffer have a team from like Bayside as well, or only in like north of city?
No, yeah, it's all over Melbourne.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the any game played in seaside or only around your suburb?
Yeah, yes, sometimes. Yep.
Nice.
All right, mate.
Yeah.
Been good talking to you once again.
Yeah, lovely to talk to you, mate. And enjoy free.
I'll see you again in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, see you again in fortnight.
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone, and thanks for class. Have a great weekend.
See you, Josh.
See you, class.